Kicking off your 7 o'clock hour with a live look outside over downtown Denver. A bit of a cloudy start to your Friday morning, but that sun is peeking through, getting ready for an overall nice long Labor Day weekend. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jordan Chavez. We just got to put up with a little bit more rain first.
Right. It's been such a weird, we're not going to know what to do with ourselves when we have a day of sunshine and 80s.
That's next week. It's coming.
It's been a weird week. Let's get a check of the full forecast right now with Katie. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you both. So Jordan, some fall-like conditions still sticking with us, below average temperatures. But yes, we have warmer, drier days to wrap up the unofficial end of summer weekend on this Labor Day. So Sunday and Monday drier, but this morning it's mostly cloudy skies over Fort Collins, out across the plains. Not as foggy. We have seen monsoon moisture streaming in, a series of systems keeping us pretty bumpy and unsettled. And once again, that is the name of the game in the weather department for this Friday. But this morning, partly to mostly cloudy conditions will stick with us until 10 o'clock. Some peaks of sunshine expected through the early afternoon. 12 o'clock sitting at 75 in Denver. So still pretty pleasant for the first half of the day. But later on this afternoon and really through tonight, we have a good chance for storms and showers. Thunderstorms capable of producing some brief heavy rain. Rain showers will be possible through this evening, and then a higher risk, a marginal risk that is, of seeing a few strong to even severe warned storms over the southeastern corner of Colorado. This morning, we will begin to see more moisture streaming into our northern then southern mountains. You can see right around 12 o'clock, widely spread storms. Then over the I-25 corridor here in Denver, as you can see right around 5 o'clock south of town, good chance for a storm or two rolling through, strongest activity over the southeastern plains. But still by 8 o'clock, we will not be out of the woods in terms of the wet weather. Possible some rain here in town and over eastern Colorado through the overnight hours. So Erica, it's going to be a little bit unsettled today and once again on Saturday. Those storm chances stick with us before drier conditions by the end of the weekend.
Not bad. At least we get to enjoy some outside time this weekend, Katie. Thank you. 7:02. Let's show you what the drive looks like. It's been a relatively quiet Friday morning commute, I'd say, overall. This is I-25 in Park Avenue. Northbound lanes moving nicely. Lanes headed away from us are southbound, and that's where we're seeing just a little bit more volume. Let's take you over to our map this morning. We have just slight change in color on some of the main interstates right now. 21-minute drive between E470 and 76 on westbound I-70. Normal for that commute is around 13 minutes. No issues on westbound 76 coming into Commerce City, but on Vasquez southbound headed toward 270, we have a delay. Eastbound and westbound side of 270 slowing this morning slightly, and then only about a 3-minute delay on southbound 225, so not bad at all. But Labor Day weekend is here. Today, DIA is bracing for a record number of people out at the airport catching flights. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live from the airport this morning. Is it getting busier out there?
I was just going to show you guys the line that I was seeing here at West Security Checkpoint. You guys, this was all the way down there, but now there's no line. So you guys, it's coming in waves. So walk with me over here. I'm going to have my photographer Joe Swanson walk with me just so you guys can see the little line that we're seeing along West Security Checkpoint. So if you come over here, you're only waiting about 11 to 15 minutes. So it's not looking bad. And then East Security Checkpoint, that's where we're getting a little busy, 24 to 28 minutes. So TSA is preparing to screen hundreds of thousands more passengers than last year. This will also be the first major holiday since the opening of the new East Security Checkpoint. Airport officials say today will be one of the busiest days of the holiday weekend, with more than 85,000 passengers moving through East and West Security. The second busiest day will be Labor Day, with around 84,000 passengers returning home. So security lines are likely to be the longest from 3 to 4:30 a.m., 8 to 10 a.m., and then again later in the afternoon from 3 to 5. So not only will people be flying in and out of DIA, but also driving, especially along I-70.
I would say that it's frustrating as Coloradans when we're stuck in traffic and we see somebody with those red fleet plates struggling to climb I-70 at the tunnel. They probably rented that vehicle at the airport, which is the #1 destination for car rentals in Colorado. At the same time, again, in AAA data, Denver places 8th. We're punching way above our weight class when it comes to travelers coming here. And in many cases, Colorado's economy relies on these travelers.
Yeah, and there's a lot of changes in construction inside and outside of the airport when it comes to their parking and also this new security checkpoint, especially because South Security is no longer open for anyone. So just keep in mind, get to the airport early, especially because today is going to be a busy one. So let's check FlightAware while I have you guys here. Delays, 34 delays, 0 cancellations, so that is some good news. Most of these delays are from American Airlines, Southwest, as well as United. So check with your airline just in case you're not one of those delays. For now, I'm live here inside a quiet DIA. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
It is giving us a little bit of hope this morning, Brianna, and seeing that line go so fast. All right, thank you. Well, if you're going to be driving during Labor Day weekend, you can expect a lot of traffic. Last year, CDOT saw almost 200,000 drivers on the roadways heading up to the mountains throughout the weekend. To try and cut down on traffic and delays, CDOT says they're suspending construction projects starting at noon today. Projects are set to resume on Tuesday, and Mountain Express lanes are going to be open all weekend.
While tens of thousands of people will be headed to the Colorado State Fair in Pueblo, the people who live near the fairgrounds are getting frustrated by an ongoing drainage issue that occasionally floods nearby streets. It happens on Duluth Avenue, right in front of the east gate of the Colorado State Fairgrounds. And with all of the rain we've had, neighbors are tired of cleaning up after floods. One of those residents is Dan Heberly. He sent our sister station in the Springs these photos of a previous flood. When the water recedes, it deposits gravel and sediment on sidewalks, driveways, and lawns. Heberly was up before dawn on Thursday trying to clean up the mess, something that he says the city should use his tax money to do.
I have to literally get out here and vacuum these rocks out of my yard. It takes me 4 hours. I'm 72 years old. I don't want to spend the rest of my life cleaning up messes.
Heberly says he thinks the storm drains are just too far apart or too small and can easily be clogged with trash from the fair and elsewhere. The city's website says there is a 3-phase plan for drainage upgrades that will eliminate the flooding in this area, but no timetable is posted for that project.
The Pueblo County coroner is resigning. He faced a recall after inspectors discovered 24 improperly stored bodies at his privately owned funeral home. A lawyer representing 3-term Republican Brian Cotter says that he has submitted his resignation. It's effective Tuesday. That lawyer also says that Cotter was hospitalized for some type of cardiac event after the decomposing bodies were found in a secret room at the funeral home that he and his brother Chris owned. Investigators are now working to identify all those remains. The process could take months, we're told. Some had been there for up to 15 years. Now, at this point, neither Brian Cotter nor his brother have been charged with the crime. It's not clear just yet who will replace Cotter as coroner. The Fremont and El Paso County coroners have been handling his investigations since the bodies were discovered last week.
The state of Colorado is suing the owners of a mobile home park in Aurora. They're accused of failing to notify their residents about bacteria in their water and ignoring state orders to retest the water. The CDPHE says M&M Mobile Home Park failed to warn 81 residents about a state test conducted last summer. That test found E. coli bacteria in the tap water. By law, the park's owners were supposed to retest the water within 24 hours of receiving the results. Instead, they waited weeks. Eventually, the city of Aurora tested the water and it came back clean. 9 News spoke on the phone with the owner about why he did not tell his residents about it.
And I don't think it was in the interest of our residents to frighten them with the letter. These people don't have money to buy extra things. They struggle every month to pay their bills.
But why not just go through the following steps of retesting your water?
I just don't think that would be fair and reasonable.
Now, on top of the lawsuit, the owners who said they have owned the mobile home park for almost 30 years have now racked up thousands in unpaid fines. The state is asking the court to issue a mandatory injunction forcing M&M to comply with the law.
A federal appeals court will not review a challenge to the Trump administration's freezing of foreign aid. Near the start of his second term, President Trump froze billions of dollars that Congress had already approved. Several nonprofits have argued that violates separation of powers principles. The case has bounced around several courts and even reached the Supreme Court. The justices sent it back down to a federal appeals court, and yesterday the case was sent back to the district court level. This decision leaves some hope for the nonprofits fighting to restore the aid. The case is now in the hands of Judge Amir Ali, who was nominated by President Joe Biden and previously sided with the nonprofits.
The Trump administration has approved its first major sale of new weapons to Ukraine. Ukraine is paying $825 million for more than 3,300 extended-range attack munition missiles. A source says the weapons could be delivered later this year.
That announcement comes as Russia continues its assault on Kyiv. This is Moscow's second largest aerial assault on Ukraine since the war began. Officials said the overnight bombardment on Kyiv killed at least 21 people, including 4 children, and damaged buildings belonging to the European Union and the British Council. Ukraine's president said the strike shows Russia's goals have not changed. Today has been declared a day of mourning in Ukraine's capital city. Flags are at half staff. Entertainment events have been canceled.